All right, I'm recording. So right now in the chat, we're dropping who wants to be a diamond in the chat. Who wants to be a double diamond? Drop a 2. Woo, those are coming in faster. That seems like it's a little bit more exciting than diamond. All right, now who would poop their pants if they went triple diamond? Whoop, there's my 3. Put a 3. Y'all already knew a 3 was coming before I said it. Woo! All right. Do you guys know a triple diamond average? I don't remember the income disclosure when it's up to date now. I've been here for 3 years. Hold on. Whatever the current triple diamond average is, you guys, it can go all the way up to whatever you want it to be. Did you know once you hit triple diamond, your check can truly be whatever the hell you want it to be? It can be anything. Oh my gosh. If I could explain to you, let me look. The average right now is $8,569. What would you do if you received that check next month? What would you do if you received an $8,569 check in March? What would you do? Pass out, cry, poop, pass out, cry. I love your eye makeup. Oh, thank you. We're all capable. I'd cry, pay off all my debt, cry, pass out. So we'd all do the same thing. Would it make you pucker your butthole? If you're new here, that's my favorite saying. Would it make you pucker your butthole? It would make me pucker my butthole. Yeah. All right. I love dancing. All right. Quit my full-time job and start dancing. Vomit. Yes. I love all of these. Thank you for being so interactive. All right. Now, stay like this for the rest of the night. If you're not naked and no one is around you that's naked, please turn on your camera because I like to see your faces. Hi. And we're recording, so I don't want to record just a bunch of names. All right. I guess I would pucker my butthole. Yeah, literally. Like, if you think about it, everyone does it when you're freaked out or like in shock. Yeah. All right. All right. Now that I have your attention, hi guys, I'm Caroline. I'm a double diamond. Most people call me Caro. I am so excited to talk to you guys tonight. We have a lot of questions that you guys have submitted. I stumble over my words a lot. I'm a blue-red personality. If you've never took the color personality test, it means I'm lit. I'm here for the party, but I'm also here for the money, and I will be very blunt with you if you are not doing what it takes to get the money. So drop a 4 if you need to hear what it takes to make the money here. Drop a 5 if you join this to make money. All right, I don't want to hear no excuses from you guys by the end of the Zoom. I don't want to hear any excuses from you guys by the middle of this Zoom. Are you ready? Drop a 6. Are you ready? I need to know that you are ready. All right, awesome. I'm so excited. Okay, let me go ahead. All right, so you guys, I joined this. I was working in the medical field. I was, how old was I? 18, 19? I can't remember by now. I'm 21 now, but I'm almost 22. I was 18 or 19, and I was working as a CNA in a nursing home where everyone called me fat. They called me annoying. They said I talked too much. They said I wasn't going anywhere. They laughed at me when I joined this business. And I lost all my friends because everyone else was in college living off of their parents, and I was working 100 hours weekly depending on myself for money. So I don't know if any of you guys can relate to my story, but I am used to being told I can't do something. I'm used to being told I talk too much. I'm used to being told I'm too loud, and I'm used to being told that I'm too extra. So drop a 7 if you've ever been told that you are too extra. Because I've been told that I'm too extra my entire life. I just gave you like 7 7s and an 8. All right. All right, you guys, I'm so excited that you are interacting with me tonight. So when I joined this business, you guys, I didn't have any friends. Who can relate? Drop a 9. We're going to be cycling through the numbers real fast. You guys are being really responsive. I know, I love it. I love you so much. Come back every week at 9 Central Standard Time on this code. I love you guys. Y'all have been my favorite Zoom so far. All right, so listen. When I joined this, I had no friends, and I didn't know that I was joining this for friends at the time, but then I found out I had a blue personality as I went through this. I was so shy. I didn't contact anyone after I joined. It took until the last week of my first month to earn my shopping spree because I was too scared to post and tell people that I had joined this opportunity because I thought everyone was going to laugh at me because everyone hated me already. Okay, who feels me? Everyone hated me already. So then eventually my enroller convinced me, well, if you already say you don't have any friends, why are you scared of people judging you? And I was like, oh, okay. So I started posting. So I started posting. You guys, I went Ruby and got $1,000 bonus in 2 months. I got a $5,000 Emerald bonus in 4 months, and I got the $10,000 diamond bonus by my first year. Right after I went diamond, my two best friends since I was in preschool dropped me. They did not like the fact that I was making a full-time income, and I was, how old was I? I had just turned 20. 19? I can't remember. I had just turned 19 or 20, and they were still in college, and they didn't like the fact that they were still living off of their parents, and I was moving forward with my life and being more dependent. No offense to anyone who's living off their parents. I've done it before, okay? But I was young, and they were intimidated by the growth. If you've ever been intimidated by someone else's growth, or if someone's been intimidated by your growth, I know you can understand this, because you don't understand what's happening, but like, you feel different than the people you've been regularly hanging out with, and you suddenly feel a need or feel like you're outgrowing them. Drop a 9 if you've ever felt like you're outgrowing someone. I've been there. It hurts. It feels like you're losing everyone. You don't know what to do. You feel lonely. And I've been there. You guys, you are in the right place right now. This is where I found my people who are always ready to freaking grow. And the two ladies talking with me tonight are growing with me. We've been growing together for a long time, and I'm so freaking pumped for you to hear from them. Anyway, so I went double diamond April of 2020, and we are going to be triple diamond by March of 2021, and I'm so freaking excited. And that's just a little bit about me. I've been through everything with this business. I've moved across the country twice last year, actually, with my fiance. I've had incredible loss with this business, with deaths. I've had incredible sickness. I just got over COVID and pneumonia, and it hit me hard. I have an autoimmune disease, so I understand how hard COVID can hit. I've lost family members. I've lost friends. Tragically, you guys, I've gotten a lot of questions recently about how to get through times and stuff. I have diagnosed anxiety and depression where I'm medicated. I can throw everything at you right now that you're going to tell me that you have. And I'm going to say I've been there. All right. So I hope I've been talking loudly enough for you to pay attention. I love that I see all of your beautiful faces. And now I'm going to let Darien tell her story.
Well, geez, how do I compete with that? Goodness. Well, for those of you that don't know me, I'm Darien. I have been in this business for almost 5 years. It'll be 5 years next month. When I started, I was 19, just a month from turning 20, and I was a sophomore in college. Kind of my story, like you're gonna hear like a lot of people say, "Oh, I was broke, I was broken." But like honestly though, like I moved out of, I graduated high school early. I moved out on my own when I was just 18. My first year of college, I struggled hard, and on like looking back, I don't know how I made it through my first year of college. And then looking into my second year, I found this business kind of found me, because I don't know how my enroller ended up on my Facebook page. I never was the person to add people that I didn't know. And so to have somebody that I didn't know on my Facebook, I'm like, okay, how'd you get here? Okay, now I'm seeing what you're posting. But in school, I had 18 credit hours this semester that I joined. And if any of you are in college or have been through college, like 18 credit hours, holy cow, that's a full schedule. And I was going to school for nutrition and health science, with a minor in psychology so then I would transition into nursing school. And so that alone was very, very hard. And I was working 3 jobs, 2 full-time and 1 part-time, just because I was on my own. And you guys, I was still broke. And I was working that many jobs and had school, and like, I was still broke. And so when this business was popping up on my Facebook page, I was like, okay, well, maybe I'll give it a shot. And then I blew my enroller off for 3 months and didn't join for 3 months because I just kept ignoring her messages. And then it came down to, she asked, "Did I piss you off?" And I was like, dang it, like now I actually have to respond to her, because I didn't want her to think she made me mad or something. So I joined in February of 2016. And since then, I didn't even prepare like when I promoted and stuff like that. But basically, I did not have a fast start with this business. And because I didn't treat this business like a job. I treated it like a hobby. And what that means is that I just wasn't giving it the attention that I needed to be able to make the income that I wanted to with this business. I suffered a miscarriage in the summer of 2016 and realized that before I had my miscarriage, when we found out I was pregnant, I realized that I wanted to stay home with my kid. And then when we had our miscarriage, I was like, wow, like that really hit me. And if any of you guys have gone through that, you know, like the pain that that has and just that lasting effect it has on you. And it kind of brought like to my eyes, I'm like, I have this like business at my fingertips and I've been wasting it. Like I have not done anything with it. Like what the heck am I doing? So then I finally got to work and then promoted to Ruby in March of 2017. And then was 2017. And then, oh my gosh, now I'm having a brain fart. What happened in something happened in 2017. Oh God, yeah, 5 years in, I'm like, okay, what year was this that happened? Oh, I got engaged at the end of like towards the end of 2017. Um, and well, now my husband or whatever, but he was working full time like at his like dream job while I was just working I started making money with this business, so I was dropped down to part time at one job and dropped out of college. Well, then I got to pay for most of my wedding in cash because of this business, and then help from family members that offered to pitch in and stuff. So I can't say we did it all because it wasn't all our money, but all the stuff that we paid for in cash. And yeah, Caroline, it's great. And come 2018, we got married, and literally a week, well, it would have been 3 days after my wedding, I landed in the ER. So then I piled on those bills right after our wedding, and then ended up having surgery a week and a half later, and found out we were pregnant with our rainbow baby the month after that I had surgery. So it took us 2 years to get pregnant with our rainbow baby, who he's 20 months old now. And I have been home since I was 6 months pregnant. I quit that part-time job when I was 6 months pregnant because I was like, you know what, this job that I was working, it was giving me such anxiety and it was making me feel so sick and so horrible about myself. So I quit. And that was February of 2019. And I was like, okay, I've been sitting at Ruby, like I need to go, like we're going diamond. So in February, I got myself charted for diamond and double. And then we didn't promote in February, but then we promoted in March to diamond, earned the $10,000 diamond bonus. And then I've been home ever since. We now have two little boys. Our other little boy is 6 months old. Our kids are 13 months apart. So I've been home with them. They have only ever known me being home with them. Both my boys actually have a very interesting history. They have a rare blood condition called neutropenia. And for those of you that don't know what that is, that's basically that you have a type of white blood cell called a neutrophil, and that's what helps your body fight off infections and disease. Well, my boys don't. There's so many different kinds, but my boys specifically do not produce enough neutrophils, which means it is very difficult for them to fight off infection. So even if I didn't want to be a stay-at-home mom, I can't send my kids to daycare because they spike fevers too frequently and get infections way too often that it is too dangerous for them to go to daycare. So this business has literally been the saving grace that I never knew that I needed 5 years ago. I didn't see myself as a stay-at-home mom to two boys with a medical condition. Like I did not see that. And now this is where I'm at because I decided to put in the work after my first miscarriage. So that's a little bit about me. I don't know where this is at.
I'm gonna die. Elisa, you should be able to.
I was gonna say, I don't know where she's at. I can't unmute her.
Hi, it's me. Hi guys, I'm Elisa. I am a double diamond. I've been here, it was 4 years last week. So my story also, I've been through many seasons of this business, all the ups and downs. When I started, I was a college student. I was working 3 part-time jobs, super broke. I was 21 and I was probably like one of the most negative people you've ever met. Like I am completely different now and it's because of this business. So that's really why I promoted slow. So I went Ruby in 4 months and it took me 13 months to go diamond. And through all of that, I like really learned to grow as a person. I used to be someone who's very self-conscious, very insecure, very jealous, and through like personal development, which if you've been in this business for 5 minutes, you've heard about it. Yeah, Brittany, I didn't join Brittany, but I got on a FaceTime with Brittany, who's in the chat right now, when I joined, and it literally, I talk about that FaceTime call like pretty much to everyone I enroll. For the first time ever, someone believed in me, and I didn't even believe in myself. So drop a one if you if you've like ever gone through that, where like, okay, I don't believe in myself, but someone else believes in me right now, so I'm going to do it for them. Brittany was that person. Literally every promotion, FaceTime call immediately. But anyways, so I went diamond in 13 months, and then in a year and a half I went double diamond and earned a $10,000 bonus in 2018. And again, just a lot of ups and downs. So I've gone through breakups in this business. I've gone through a lot of self-doubt. I've gone through leaders leaving. Drop a two if you've ever had a leader or someone really close to you in this business who's left. I've gone through that myself. And just, now we're pushing triple by the end of March. But I've just learned a lot through this business, a lot of leadership stuff, a lot of emotional intelligence stuff that I literally never would have learned otherwise. When I joined, I thought I was going to be working. I went to school for chemical engineering, so I had a year and a half of work experience in the chemical engineering field. And at the end of that, I was like, you know what? I don't even like doing that. Like, I'm more passionate about this. I'm more passionate about pouring into other people and leading and helping other people and becoming a better person. And even that was like a huge learning curve for me, because it was like an identity crisis almost, because I was like, I've gone to school for science and math for years, and now I'm not doing that. Like, I'm working a business from my phone. So whole lot of growth through there, but that's pretty much my story. Well, actually, no, I guess it's not. There's a lot of life that's happened in the last 3 months. So found out I was pregnant right before COVID hit, had my daughter in October. So it was like a very weird COVID pregnancy. Had my daughter in October. At 11 days old, we found out that she had a very life-threatening infection, and we didn't know if we were going to leave the ER with her. So it was just a lot of life that happened. And once we got out of the hospital, we were there for 14 days. A lot of scary stuff. I put my head down and I realized, I never want to have to worry about anything again. And I don't want her to have to worry about anything ever again. I never thought that I would be a stay-at-home mom. And at that whole phase in my life, I was just like, I'm supposed to be here. Like, I'm supposed to be doing this. And I never want to leave her with anyone ever. So I really put my head down and got to work. And it's just a lot of a lot of aha moments in the last few months, but that's pretty much my story.
You guys, if y'all saw how much she enrolled. Okay, hold on. You know how one of them mentioned comparing yourself? Drop a 2 if you've ever compared yourself to someone, because you're like, or no, okay, yeah, 2's fine. I have 3 of them around. We're just gonna go with it. If you ever compared yourself, okay, you guys, I've compared myself to both of them at one point or another. All right, we are in so many chats, all of us. We're in a lot of chats of diamond aboves, or just doubles, or just diamonds, or triples and presidentials and ambassadors. Once you hit diamond, you guys, you unlock this level of being surrounded by a lot of people who are where you want to be, and of course you want to be surrounded by that, but it is intimidating. And when you're around people who enroll 50 times a day, and you're like, what am I doing? You start comparing yourself. So I want you to know that, you guys, no matter where you are right now, distributor, executive, ruby, emerald, diamond, wherever you are, your double diamond and diamond leaders feel the same. We at some point start comparing ourselves to the people next to us, because we start being like, am I deserving? Why am I not enrolling like they are? Why don't I look like that? Why don't I post like that? Blah, blah, blah. Why don't I talk like that? All right. So I want you to know that you are not alone. But that just popped into my head while we were talking about that. So I just want to jump right into the questions. I wanted you guys to touch on, someone said, I'm doing the Kpi list daily and watching trainings daily, and I'm getting no results. What are some tips? So I think Darien wanted to go first, and I will pin her. Oh, look, there you go. I have all 3 of us pinned. Okay.
Well, I guess I'll go first. That's fine. So doing the KPI daily list. So if you are new, follow that KPI list because it works. Your leaders have put that together because they know it works. The things on that work. if you are somebody that's a little bit more experienced, a little bit more seasoned in the business, that's been around for a little while, whether that just be a couple months or even years or whatever. Personally, for me, I do not follow the KPI track list. It is a great tracker, especially when you're trying to find your footing and trying to find somewhere to start. But for me, I don't focus on what is on that KPI tracker. I focus on, okay, I know what I've done over the last 5 years. I know what works for me. So it's not necessarily a certain amount of messages or a certain amount of host to post. It's, for me, it's more about how many conversations am I having? How many enrollments am I getting? What am I getting out of the work that I've put in today? I'm not really focusing on, so like for following, for example, if I have a goal to get 20 new followers every day, I don't care if it takes me following 200 new people to get those 20 followers, or I could only follow 20 and all 20 follow me back. I just know that my goal is to get 20 new followers for that day, just as an example. But that's honestly, I just focus on the action out, not necessarily what you're supposed to be doing on that list, looking at more the results that you're getting from the tasks that you are doing. I've always just focused on the results that I get from the actions that I've put in, not necessarily the bare minimums. I'm going to let Lisa work on the rest of that, because I'm going to go into another question with my second part of my answer. So I'll let her add anything if she's got anything.
Yeah, so I think you really need to define what no results are for you. I talked with one of my new distributors today, and she was like, I'm doing the things, but I'm not getting any results. And I'm like, okay, why don't you send me a screen recording of your conversations? Why don't you send me a screen recording of your messages? And she had told us she had sent out 200 messages, but she had sent out 30. So you gotta really be honest with yourself and truly count what you're actually doing. Cause sometimes, it can feel like you're messaging a lot more people than you really are. So that's one thing. And two, exactly what Darien said. I changed the KPI list to, instead of being message 20 people, have 20 new potentials. So I've enrolled 9 distributors this month, and it's because I don't send out 20 new distributor messages. It's because I get 20 new numbers in my phone every day of just distributors or potential distributors. So if you want to up the results, you got to put in massive action.
I literally love that. How many of you are told to go send 20 messages, so you'll go send 20 messages? Drop a 3. Be honest. Thank you. All right, now how many of you will get 0 responses back and still be like, wow, I've put so much work in because I sent 20 messages? Drop a 4. The work is when you're having conversations with people. So if you aren't getting anywhere with your KPI list, you have got to look at, we thrive off of conversations here. So if my input for this question, if you're doing KPI or just a daily task list, if you guys are new and don't know what KPI means, it's just a daily task list of a list of things to do, message, following, follow up, posting, stories, all sorts, interacting. If you're doing that and not seeing results, how many conversations are you having where you are literally back and forth with someone new each day? Because you should be having a lot of new conversations each day, not just checking in with someone and them ghosting you, or messaging someone and them leaving you on red or blocking you. That's not the work. The work is the conversations and the enrollments. So if you're not seeing any results, maximize it. If you're told to go I don't know, message 50, go message 100. Or if you're told to message 20, go message 40. Double it until you get response, if that makes sense. And then 2, when's the last time you picked up a book or listened to an audiobook? Elisa has some stuff to say about this, but you guys, this goes into a lot of stuff that we got a lot of questions tonight, so I'm trying to hurry up, but we got a lot of questions about having to do with mindset and leadership and all sorts of stuff. When is the last time that you guys picked up a book, and how many books did you read in 2020? Because I asked on my last Zoom how many books you read in 2020, and a lot of people said 0. Do you think that millionaires read 0 books in 1 year? Do you think millionaires read 1 book in 1 year? And by reading, I mean listening to an Audible or reading the physical book. You guys, I've got 3 sitting right here. When's the last time you read a book to grow yourself? All right. All right, so that's my serious question, because you have to grow your belief in yourself and your responsibility and all that jazz while doing your daily tasks in order for there to be any results. You can't just do the task and not grow yourself and expect to grow your paycheck. Anyways.
I have one more thing to add to that. You guys, when you're looking at that KPI task list, are you guys focusing on your tasks, or are you focusing on the results that you're supposed to be getting from those task lists? Just keep that in mind whenever you are, whatever actions you are putting in to work your business, just reflect on yourself and say, okay, am I focusing on just completing my tasks every day, or am I focused on the results that it's supposed to be getting me? Because I guarantee you, if you're focused on the results, you're going to be 10 times more likely to be enrolling people, because you're going to be hype about the results that you're getting from the work you're putting in, not just, oh, I completed my task list for the day. Like, super, like that does you nothing. Yes, that is great that you completed your list, but if you're only completing your task list but not having the enrollments behind it, then it doesn't matter that you finished your task list. That's all I had to say about that.
I love that so much. Thank you. The work is when you're putting enrollments in the system, you guys. The work isn't what it takes to put in there. Like, your paycheck's not going to grow unless you're putting enrollments in the system. And then that's a hard pill to swallow, but it's the truth. You're not going to make money here unless you're putting enrollments in the system. How do you shift your mindset from working to fill your chart to leading from the front and being the change? I can't remember who wants to go first. One of y'all can unmute.
I'll go. So this is something that I struggled with a lot. You know, I'm a very red personality. Drop a 1 if you're red. I'm red green, so I'm very much like, I want the money and I'll tell you exactly how it is, and I don't know how to sugarcoat it. So I like bulldozed over my team a lot, and I had it in my head like, I can do it myself. And to a certain point, you can and you should, but you should also want to bring other people up with you, not drag people along, not push people along. Like, you should want to bring people with you, walk with them. So that's definitely something I struggled with. So what I will say is, you should always be the hardest worker on your team. I think it's Ashley Mayfield that says, stop saying you want a runner. You need to be your own runner first. And it truly, like, the hardest person to lead is yourself. So you got to show up for yourself and not whine if no one's coming with you. The right people will come, but you have to have that mindset. You have to have the right mindset for the people you want to come. So first thing, you got to show up like your dream distributor. What do they show up like? Are they, nice to people? Are they working hard? Are they showing up every day? Are they waking up early? Like, what is your dream distributor doing? And do those things and not complain and not be negative. There was a point in my business where, there were only a couple of people working, but instead of saying, oh, I only have 2 people working, I switched my mindset to being, I have these 2 people working. Let me pour into them and let me help them go ruby. Let me help them go diamond. And now, I have a ton of people working, and like, I truly feel blessed. So you have to teach yourself. And my fiance actually called me out on this. You have to teach yourself to be grateful no matter what's going on. And he flat out was like, you're not grateful. You got to like cut that attitude out. So, and I'm like very sensitive. So I did that. And once you step back and take a second and be grateful for what you do have, because no matter what the hell is going wrong in your life, there's at least one thing. There's probably a lot of things to be grateful for. So once you switch to that mindset, and it doesn't happen overnight.
I can't hear you. Something unplugged. Well, now you muted yourself, so I guess you're done. Okay. I can't hear you while you're talking right now.
How about now?
Yes.
Okay. When did it cut out?
Like right at the end.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You're red.
I really don't have much to add. You pretty much said what I was going to say. But you guys just, that's something that you should listen to. If either one of us say we have nothing more to add, that should tell you something, that if more than one leader is thinking or saying the same things, there's probably a little bit of truth to what we're saying. But shifting your mindset from working just to fill your chart, we get into this business for ourselves, but we're not by ourselves. And when you start growing a team, it is not just about you anymore. when you start showing other people how to get their shopping sprees, how to start earning their bonuses, how to start earning their commissions and climbing the ranks, it's not about you. Yeah, you join this business and this business is helping support you and your family, but this is also helping support them and their family. So for the person that asks how you're leading from the front and being that change, you just have to decide that you are that change, because you can't lead from the front and expect your team to do the same. You have to be showing them and constantly showing up to show them how to do what you are doing. They're not just going to know how to do these things. You have to teach them. The only thing I can think of is, like Caroline said, read a book. I used to do Audible, but for me personally, I feel like it was going in one ear and out the other. So, but sitting and physically reading a book is something that I have gained more wisdom from. That's the word I'm looking for. I've gained more wisdom from picking up a book and reading it, because I can underline something, or I can highlight something if something sticks out to me. And honestly, side note, if you guys are if you guys ever struggle with like writing your posts, I guarantee you can read one page in a self-development book and be able to write a post off of what you just read. So, Caroline, you can go to the next question, since I don't know which one you're gonna ask.
I went out of order. You guys, and Darien was like, what are you doing? Anyways, I wanted to add on to that and to mix with another question that is not in order. Darien, sorry. How do you recommend showing up as a good leader? I feel like this kind of like ties in with that, and we don't need to address it again. You guys, first of all, like I said, being the best distributor that you know. Are you doing this stuff? Are you telling other people to do it? Are you working other people's businesses before you work your own? And are you being loud? Are you being loud, you guys? When you enroll a customer, are you telling your people, this is how I enrolled it? When you enroll a distributor, this is how I enrolled them. I want you to be like yelling, like with your thumbs. Like I type in all caps all the time. I don't give a damn. Like literally, you look like a crackhead. It's fine. People pay attention to you when you look like a crackhead. Like be excited, be loud. People look at you when you're loud. When I yelled at y'all when this Zoom started, did you look at me? Yes. I saw all y'all turn your cameras on and look at me like a crazy ass. Like, I know. I know. Start getting loud. Tell people how you're accomplishing what you're doing. If you have a really good interaction post for the day, tell your team. Tell the one person on your team. Go tell your upline, hey, this really worked for me today. Your upline's going to be like, oh my God, I'm so proud of you. I promise we're going to cry if you come to us and you're like, this worked so well for me today. We're going to be like, you're telling us something worked for you? Oh my God, I'm gonna cry. Like we get so excited when you're loud about something. So just being the best distributor can be everything that just said applies to that question that we got of how do you recommend showing up as a good leader. Oops, sorry.
No, you're fine. I didn't know if you were done or not. The one thing I will tell you guys, because I don't know if you guys have ever heard this, but if you were to go ask a millionaire what they do every day, they're going to tell you that they read a self-development book and that they are pouring into themselves every single day. So for those of you that said that you didn't read a single book last year, millionaires are reading a book a week. That's 52 books a year. So not saying go out and read a book a week, but what I'm saying is take it small and start reading a book a month. And then if you finish that book in a week, start a new book. Don't wait till the next month. Just make sure that you are constantly pouring into yourself, because you can't pour from an empty cup.
I love that so much. Should I go back and try to retrain DTs that didn't work, or assume that if they wanted it, they would have figured it out like I did?
I got this one. So I personally will reach out once. If they do not get back to me that one time, then I let it go, because you do not want to drag people through this business. You do not want to start placing customers underneath them, placing distributors underneath them, building them up for them not to want this. Because the only thing that is going to happen is they're going to quit, and you're going to feel disappointed because you built them up, and you're not going to understand why they quit, because they're not going to understand how they got to where they are, why they're where they are. And I know that that's happened to, like, what was it? When I was going diamond, and I actually had built one of my friends up to emerald, and you know what? The only thing she did was ran an auto shipment. And when she quit, let me tell you how much that sucked. And this is why I share this, because Not every leader will come to you and admit their faults. I will tell you right now, if you build somebody up, you better not be building them up 100% to their chart, because you know why? They're not going to understand why they're getting built. They're not going to understand why they're hitting a certain rank without knowing what it took to get to that rank. Because getting to diamond is hard, but it's meant to be hard. It's the top 1% of the company for a reason. Because if it was easy, everybody would be there. But only the people that truly work for it hit that rank, which is how you were rewarded when you get for your diamond paycheck. So if you weren't trained that great when you first started, or you didn't know much about anything when you first started, which by the way is completely normal when you don't know much when you first start, none of us did, to go back and to reach out to the people that you enrolled when you didn't know what was going on and how you were supposed to be doing things, and they did never go anywhere. Yeah, reach out once, see if it's something they still want to do, because their interest could have changed, their situation could have changed, and they might not want it anymore. But the biggest thing is you don't want to drag people along. So if you reach out to them and they say yes, but then they fall off the track again, and then you find yourself going back to them and reaching out to them again, chances are they're not really wanting to stay. That's kind of all I had to say about that. But you don't want to drag people. That is my biggest advice. Do not drag somebody that does not want this.
Hi. I'll go next. We always want to be enrolling new. So we have the steps to success for a reason. So 3 distributors every month should be a bare minimum goal. And how we should think of it is building rubies. You want to build 1 ruby a month. If you pop 1 ruby a month, that's 12 rubies a year. I think that ends up being like 3 diamonds, something like that. But success loves speed, guys. So do you want to like coast along? Do you want to tiptoe along? Or do you want to like go quickly? Do you want to be promoting people and having them promote people and having them promote people? Things are just more fun when people are always promoting. So I don't even remember what the question was, but you never want to be focusing on what's not happening. You want to be focusing on what is happening. So like I said, even if it's just that one person, focus on them and focus on new enrollments. If you're enrolling and then everyone you enrolled quits, who cares? Because you should be enrolling new people, and new blood should always be popping up. So yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, so the next one, I want to make sure we give enough time to this one. When life gets super overwhelming, and they put this in all caps, super overwhelming, like imagine I'm screaming it. What are some things you do to make sure you get through? I can tell you right now, all 3 of us and every single other leader that you hear speaking has been through some BS, and we are all 18 plus, so I know you know what BS means. I don't need to spell it out for you. So I'm going to go ahead and let them touch on when life gets super overwhelming. What are some things you do to make sure you get through, like with the business? How do you keep going with the business, stay on track? And yeah.
So the most overwhelming situation, and I'm classifying it as the most overwhelming situation for my life, because to this day, it still gets me to my core. When my first son was born, I had a 22.5-hour labor. It's so funny because I literally just went through this story with Alit. I just went through this story literally, I think like Friday, I think. But anyway, I went through a 22.5-hour labor. I had preeclampsia with my son. We started having issues and thought we were going to have to deliver at 35.5 weeks. We ended up keeping him in until his due date. And then we started having complications with that pregnancy and that delivery. So I didn't go into labor naturally. My body was because I had preeclampsia, my blood pressure was super, super high. And my son was super used to that high blood pressure. So when they got my blood pressure normalized, his heart rate started dropping. And he was really fluctuating throughout the night, and they weren't sure that I was going to make it through the night without having to do a C-section. She came in and told me that, okay, we might need to be thinking about doing a C-section. Fast forward, we didn't end up having a C-section. We were able to get things figured out. Well, he ended up having the cord wrapped around his neck twice when he came out. He had 101.5 fever. He had a collapsed lung. He wasn't crying. He had a lot of fluid around in his belly. He, like, with all of that though, what's so like weird about it is I didn't get to hold him when he came out. He was very alert, but he was not making any noise. He literally went straight to the NICU. And as a first-time mom, that was terrifying. I've had family members that have had, like my cousin and stuff have been in the NICU, but like being a parent of a NICU baby is something that I was never prepared for. And we literally lived in the hospital after he was born. We didn't leave the hospital, and that actually happened to be over Memorial Day weekend of the year in 2019. And it was very, I'm like getting shaky talking about this. It was very, very hard. I didn't get to hold my baby for the first 4 hours of his life. They had to put him on oxygen. He ended up having an infection, which at the time we didn't realize was the neutropenia that we found out about when he was 2 months old. Just so looking back, like it makes a lot of sense with the infection and stuff like that. But I literally was not able to hold my child. I was not, unless I was nursing him, I was not able to hold him. I was not able to do anything. And what everybody expected me to do was to not work my business. They didn't expect me to be posting. They didn't expect me to be talking to people. But in my situation, I was so overwhelmed and I had so many emotions just being postpartum, being a new mom, having a baby in the NICU. Like there was literally so much emotion. I didn't know how to filter anything that I was feeling. And I have super bad anxiety. So it is like, I've literally had it since I was 7. Like I've had it my entire life. And that situation made my anxiety so heightened. I was so concerned with my child that I was like, what am I going to do with my business? And like, that should have been the last thing on my mind. But I literally sat in the NICU, sat in the chair next to my son in his little like incubator thing. Like, I don't even know what it was called, but basically it was like an incubator. And I literally sat next to him and was enrolling customers through host to post because I didn't have anything else to do. I couldn't hold my child. I couldn't do anything there for him. But what I knew how to do was I knew how to enroll customers. I knew how to work my business. I was letting people in on my journey. I was letting them know my son's in the NICU, but you know what? I'm still showing up. And I'm not telling you if you need to take the time to spend with your family. I'm not saying don't do that. But for me, I knew nothing else other than I need to work my business because I can't do anything else. This was the only thing I could control. And it felt so good literally to sit in the NICU next to my child and still work my business. And I was still bringing in an income for my family in one of the hardest times of our lives. And that to this day is like the biggest thing in my business that I am super proud of because I never let up. I stayed consistent and people did give me grace. I did give myself grace when I did need a day off or a couple days because we were trying to adjust to whatever was going on that day. Like people understand when you have something going on, but it's not a free pass to just stop. I easily could have not posted for a month. I easily could have not shown up and done the things that I needed to do. And I could have just let my business fall, but I didn't because this was the income that I needed, especially being there. Because if I didn't have this business, you guys, think about all that time. Yes, I would have been technically like on maternity leave, but what about when that 6 weeks was up? What about the 6 weeks that I was off that I wouldn't have been getting paid for? This business was helping me with that. And my husband was off. He was at the hospital with us the entire time. So he was off work and he wasn't getting paid for that. This business is how we were able to stay afloat during the hardest time of our lives. And it's like, this business comes into your life for a reason. And when it does, you never know what's going to come in the future that's going to make it so that you have to work your business because it comes to you at a time you're never going to realize how important that time is to you because something happens to you as every 6 months. Every 6 months, something big happens in your life. And especially when you have kids, you never know when something's going to happen. You don't. So that's, I have chills talking about that. I haven't really shared that much of the story before.
Yeah, I mean, how do I follow that? But yeah, Darien and I talked about that the other day and our stories are very similar. So I'm not going to try and compare, but what I will say is that when you want it as badly as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful. And so everyone has hard times in their lives and everyone's hard is their hard, right? Like we can't compare it. When I went through what I talked about earlier, I was still in recovery from my C-section. I wasn't even cleared to drive yet. So I was just very overwhelmed, new mom, random ass hospital that I didn't know that we'd have to go to about an hour from our house and everything. But like, just like Darien was saying, like, there's a lot of things in life you can't control, but you are able to control how many messages you're getting out, if you're posting or not. If you're completing your KPI list, if you're talking to your downline, stuff like that. So it's important to be consistent. You really just have to think about like, okay, how badly do you want this? If you really want diamond that badly, if you really want a $5,000 bonus that badly, then you'll do the 10 tasks on the KPI list. So that's really all I have to say, because Darien like did a really good job covering it.
Darien was meant for that question. And oh my gosh. You made me almost cry. I literally texted my team chat. I was like, this is so good. I'm going to cry. Another question was, how do you start getting disciplined? And what Elisa just said about when you want it as bad as you need to breathe. Like, I forgot how she said it, but like, you're just going to do it. Do you think about breathing? Or does your body just do it? Like, do you just do it? When you want it as bad as you need to breathe, it's just going to happen. And something's going to happen in your life, whether it has happened already or whether it hasn't happened yet. Something is going to happen. And whether or not you've worked hard enough now before it's happened for you to be prepared for it financially and mentally, or whether you are working through it right now, like you're going to wish you had been pushing and trying so hard and just working like you need this, like the way you need to breathe. Because you guys, so this is nothing like what Darien and Elisa have been through, but y'all, I had COVID, pneumonia, and a kidney infection for the past 2 weeks. I'm finally better. I feel so good now. But I was just on one of Elisa's Zooms and I was like, I can't breathe. I'm going to have to stop because I couldn't breathe. And like, I was trying to breathe. Like I had to think about breathing. I couldn't walk my dog. I couldn't do anything. I live on a 3rd floor apartment. I have asthma and an autoimmune disease. And when I came down with that, do you think I went to my team and I was going to be like, sorry, I'm just not going to be in contact with you guys because for 2 weeks I'm going to have COVID? No, I was in the freaking hospital and I was posting and I was like, thank God I can work my business from the hospital. You guys, if you need this business the way that you tell people you need it, and if you love it as much as you say you do, why aren't you working it that way? Why are you being fake? Oops, I said it. Quit being fake. It ain't fun to be fake. We've all been fake at some point. You know you have. Drop a 4 if you've been fake at some point in your life. I'm going to put a 4. We have all been fake at some point in our lives. How crappy does it feel to be fake? How crappy does it feel to be fake? This ain't the year to be fake. This is your boom year. I've been telling my team, this is your boom year. It ain't the time to be fake. It is the time to just, I don't even know. I don't have words. But anyway.
Hold on, Carol, can I add something to that real quick?
Go ahead, Boo.
You guys, when she said that when you want this as bad as you breathe, like as bad as you breathe, or however that quote went, you may not have hit rock bottom. You may not be at that point. Some of you may have hit rock bottom, and that rock bottom may look very different from somebody else's rock bottom. But let me ask you this: if you woke up tomorrow and something came out of your account and it made your account negative, how would you feel? Would that be rock bottom for you, knowing that you didn't have enough money in your account to cover whatever came out? Are you counting coins to put gas into your car? Because I did. I literally lived 45 minutes when I was in college. I was 45 minutes away from the university. I literally was counting pennies to put money in my gas tank to make it to class. What does your rock bottom look like? That's all I had to say about that.
Damn. Hold on, I've lost my questions. Hold on. All right, we're gonna switch gears real quick. How are you guys getting LCs right now? I know we're being all serious right now, but we're running out of time. How are you guys getting LCs right now? Go ahead.
Post. post a post on Facebook, and I'm messaging on Instagram for customers. And that's it.
What are you guys putting up
I
for
just,
us?
she unmuted for a second, so I thought she was going to add before. So I,
First of all, what are you doing to get customers? Second of all, what are you sending? Like, what are you having them put up? Like, just a general explanation, because that was like majority of the questions. Like, what are you having people put up?
so for Facebook's always kind of been my jam with host a post. What I do is I'll either put up a giveaway post on my page, or I will message. So if they comment on the giveaway post, then I message them saying like, oh, all you have to do is you put up a post for me. And then what I do is I give them a giveaway post. And then when the people are commenting on their giveaway post, those are the people that I'm adding, and I'm messaging, either sending a distributor host a post or a product of some kind. I go back and forth between the gummies, TFX, and coffee. And then for Instagram, I do the collab message just with hair, skin, and nails and skinny brew. And then from there, I upsell them. If they're interested in the skinny brew, they're 9 times out of 10 it's because they're wanting to lose weight and they want the weight loss aspect of it. So I upsell them with other weight loss products that are fitting to whatever their needs are. And then I do the same for if it's a product on Facebook. But my products are my like conversation on both is very, very, very similar. I don't have it on my computer. Otherwise I'd share it in the chat right now, but it's actually stuff that I've just gotten from other leaders that I've kind of modified to see what has worked for me. And then I just go from there.
I'll put a post in Diamond Elite Nation after this and say like, put whatever scripts that us three had. I know that Elisa's probably going to go straight to bed after this. And so are you probably. Y'all are both moms. I'm the only not mom on here. I stay up way too late. But I'm going to put a post in Diamond Elite and say like, comment any scripts that you normally use. Or whatever, because I know that's a big thing that people are looking for. Elisa, did you want to add anything to that, or do you do the same thing as Darien?
Yeah, I wanted to add, because I know we're going to talk about follow-up system. So I just figured like it all ties in for me. So whatever you do, you need to do a lot of it. If you want to enroll every day, and that should be your goal, guys, like you should aim to enroll every single day, because if you put a big goal out there, you're going to hit it. And if not, you're going to get damn well close. So every day I write potentials. So this is every person that I had a conversation with today, and tomorrow I'll go and follow up with them. And I do that every day. So what I suggest is like doing something where you're writing down everyone you're talking to. What I do is I do what I want to get done in this middle column. I write down all my potentials on this side, and then on the far left-hand side for me, it's what I actually did that day. So it holds me accountable to like get my ass in gear all day long. And I have stuff on there that's like not just business. So I have fitness goals on there. I have being intentional or being like a present mom, present wife in there. So I just like track how I actually spend my time. So I don't like watch Netflix all day or whatever, Coco Melon or whatever the hell is on. But that holds me accountable. And basically what I do, guys, what like really irritates me, I don't know why people do this, is they'll do hair, skin, nails post, and coffee host to post, and TFX host to post, and gummies host to post, and an energy host to post. Like, no, stop doing all of them. Just do one and go balls to the wall with that. So coffee host to post, I get up like 10 plus per day, and that's why I'm talking to that many people. Distributor host to post, I get like 4 or 5 up a day, and then I do giveaway host to post. Like I just switch them up, but I do the same 3. I don't switch between like a bunch of different product ones or a bunch of just different distributor ones and then complain that nothing's working. I just pick one and I go ham with it, and that's how I get results. So stick to the scripts or whatever that your enroller gives you, because they work. They wouldn't give them to you otherwise. I literally came back in this business and took every script Caroline sent me. I was like, okay, I'll do that. And that's how I got Diamond back in 2 weeks. I went from being not even commission qualified to getting Diamond in 2 weeks because I just listened. So just open your ears, listen, and apply, and go balls to the wall with it.
Friend me on Facebook, same name as you see on my Zoom. I see you guys asking questions in the chat. You can friend me on Facebook, and I can put you on my team page. I have a lot of adopted people. This doesn't mean I'm adopting every single person on this Zoom. If you have an upline, be appreciative. But my triple diamond line actually like left a lot of us in the dust, and so I scooped up a lot of us that she left behind. And so if you do need a team page, if you're not in one, feel free to message me on Facebook. If you have a team page, be grateful for what you have, because not everyone has a team page. Be grateful for what you already have. I'm not telling every single person on this Zoom to message me, because I will not respond if it's every single person. Don't ruin it for the few people who don't have a team page. I wanted to say, also ask everyone who's supposed to be if they want to be a customer. That's a great thing. What, Darien? I'm sorry.
That's something I was gonna say about distributors, because I do the same thing. Like once they host a post, it's like, oh, thanks for posting. Like this is when we're doing our giveaway. Hey, do you have any health or beauty goals for yourself or whatever? I think I actually got that from another diamond leader. She sent that. She did a Zoom for my team months ago, and ever since then, like I asked them about the products. If did a product host post, if it's a distributor one, I say, have you ever thought about doing this to make extra income? And that's how I enroll distributors. But I know it's another question.
I'm not even unmuted. I was gonna say, oh my God, I keep losing where we are, y'all. If the questions I've sent y'all, I'm just using them as like a baseline to go with this, because we're running out of time. But TikTok, we got 3 questions about TikTok, y'all. Okay, so I'm not a mean person. I'm actually very sweet and I love with my whole heart. But if you guys don't just look up top leaders that I tell you to look up and copy them the way I did, I'm gonna beat your butt. All right? You heard me? I'm gonna beat your butt virtually. All right, I will get on Zoom one-on-one and punch you in the face. Look up, I will type the names in the chat. Look up people. You can look up me on TikTok. I'm a complete nutcase. And be yourself, recreate TikToks that you already see from top leaders that we tell you to follow, and do exactly that, because that's what we did. And that is the way I talk to like 40 people, like 40 new people every day about the business, 40 or more, like from TikTok. Like if you're wondering how I enroll, TikTok. Okay. I went diamond off a host to post. I went double diamond off a host to post. And right now I'm finna go triple off of TikTok. All right. Look at every single person that Darien is sending in the chat. Find them. I will put a list of TikTok usernames in Diamond Elite, you guys, and in my team page, which is Boss Tribe. Because all we did to post on TikTok is copy people who already know how to do TikTok, because I used to not know. I was very late to the TikTok game. I'm chunky and weird in all my glory, and I use it to my advantage. Okay, quit being nervous. You're gonna be nervous until you get used to it, and how are you gonna get used to it? Is doing it. All right, I'm so sweet. I love you to death, you guys, but like, that is literally my bluntest answer to that question, because we got like 3 of those. I have them either fill out my form. You have to have like 1,000 followers or more, I think, on TikTok to link something in your bio, unless you're like a creator account. Maybe there's some way around that. So either that, text income to my number. If you're not comfortable with that, then DM income or money or whatever to your Instagram handle. That's another great way. Whatever way works for you. Girl, can you stop it? My cat has separation anxiety. I'm sorry. Okay, last thing. For a newbie trying to promote quickly, we have a lot of people going for the $5,000 bonus. What are you guys' biggest and best tips for a newbie trying to promote quickly, since we've run out of
time? You're not gonna miss sleep that you don't get. So put in all that work. Don't miss a day. Show up. And like I already said earlier, you got to be your dream distributor. If you want to attract some dream DTs, multiple, or at least one, you got to be them first.
That's it. Like there's literally nothing else. Like that's it. Like you can't expect somebody else to do the work that you're not willing to put in. So make sure that if you're, like she said, you're what do you want your dream distributor to be? You have to be doing those things first.
My biggest tip for that, you guys, how many of you guys are trying to get a $5,000 MO bonus right now? Drop of 5, since it's a $5,000 bonus. There's a lot of you guys. Look how big my eyes got. There's a lot. I get the crazy ass from my mama. Y'all, There's a lot of you guys trying to get that $5,000 bonus. And my girls, if y'all aren't dropping a 5, I'm going to beat your butt outside of the Zoom. All right, so let me read something to you. Get this book, The 5-Second Rule. If you're a newbie, if you are brand new, or if you're not, if you're going for that $5,000 bonus, or if you're trying to go diamond, or whatever you're trying to go for right now, ruby, executive, whatever you're going for, whatever reason you used to hold yourself back, you are wrong. You heard me? I just told you you're wrong. It's not safer to stay quiet. It's not better to keep the peace. It's not futile to try. It's not risky. You are wrong. All your excuses and reasons are wrong. There is no right time to improve your life. The moment you move, you'll discover your strength. The moment you move, you'll discover your strength. You keep hiding and you keep not knowing what to do. You keep not asking questions. You keep sitting there clueless. You're not going to get anywhere. That's the point that's the way to bring the real you to the table, by pushing the real you out of your head and into the world. And the best time to do it is right now, when your heart tells you to move. You want that $5,000 bonus? It's time to move. All right? We waste so much of our lives waiting for the right time to have the conversation, to ask for the raise, to bring it up, or to start anything. It reminds me of the famous Wayne Gretzky quote, "You miss 100% of the shots that you don't take." Here's the thing, you never regret the shots that you do take, but you always regret holding back. Stop holding back. That's my biggest tip. You're new, you're nervous, oh well, get loud, make a fool of yourself, ignorance on fire, go at it, girlfriend. I'm proud of you. I love you so much, and I'm proud of you, and if you got on this Zoom, I'm really freaking proud of you. Are you proud of yourself right now? Drop a 6. You proud of yourself? If you're not proud of yourself right now, I'm going to beat your booty. You should be proud of yourself for being on this thing, especially Darren and Elisa. I know Elisa's about to pass the hell out. All right. I love you guys. Thank y'all for being on so much. Let me stop recording this.